So a card we actually got from the new black and white set that I never covered was actually the Zoroark with the foul play attack, where it's really cool. You get to choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and then use that attack. So it can be really worthless or really, really strong. And a buddy of mine who has a channel called I Am Guardian, but just goes by Guardian, or, you know, he's my boy, he's the homie. He actually covered this deck a little while ago, but I only really learned about it because we were playing together the other night. And he played against me with it, and it was super interesting, and I thought it was really cool, so I tried it out for myself. I did make some changes to it, and I really like it. I think it's a ton of fun. It's not the most competitive deck you've ever seen, but it's definitely one that is worth your time to like mess around with. So shout out to him for sure. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down in the description. Definitely go check it out and go check out his iteration of the build. I think it's really interesting and a lot of fun, but this is my take on it. So one of the things that this deck can do is use, like we saw, the Mind Play, but also the Mind Jack, but also the Foul Play attack. So it has kind of some versatility in that format. We also have the illusion hacking Zoroark, and the reason for this is that this is your answer to Goldango. You can't really win that matchup without this, and so when they place a whole bunch of Goldangos on their bench, you're able to just go for this Zoroark, go illusionary hacking, and just start taking KOs and things like that, so it's pretty useful in that matchup specifically. The main thing here is that what we're going to be doing is using the new Ignition Energy as well as the Reversal Energy in order to get our attacks off. And we're going to be able to use Hilda in order to find those different pieces. And so the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to make ourselves a Pidgeot pretty easy, and then we're going to be using Dusknoirs, and we're going to be using the Dusclops in order to not only boost the damage of our foul play, like if we have to copy an attack, let's say Charizard, we don't actually get the KO with just foul play. So you typically need to be able to drop Dusknoir and then attack in order to get KOs like that. Same thing for like Pult or whatever. But there are some instances where you're able to get the attack off just fine. But typically you're going to need some assistance. And that's totally fine because doing that activates our reversal energy. So we're able to get some attacks off that way. A lot of this deck revolves around being able to boss like the right target at the right time. So we're going to play 2 counter catcher, 2 boss. And then one of the major changes that I made is I added in the neutralization zone. This is really, really, really important for this deck because you lose super hard to Pulp. And the benefit of this card is that Pulp can't really do anything to you if it's on the board. And they don't really have like other attacking options and like other things to do because you can just go Mind Jack and KO whatever else they put in the board. So you kind of get to pin them, and it's really annoying for them. And right now most decks are only playing like one jamming tower or whatever, so you can either wait for them to discard it because they don't think that it's, you know, a card that's going to end up being relevant, or you play your Artazon down, you kind of wait for them to bump it, and then you can play another Artazon if you want, just to kind of like see maybe they potentially play 2, and then you go for your zone after. So it is a late game card, but it allows you to make a lot of work and kind of get around things, especially things like Charizard as well, that don't really play many stadiums outside of, like I said, like that one jamming tower. It really makes a difference. And then obviously as a late game closer, I do have Ursaluna just because it's kind of a big beat stick thing, and you're going to be able to manipulate how many prize cards your opponent has with the Dusknoir to help close out. And then also a Dusknoir plus Bloodmoon attack means you're going to be able to KO pretty much whatever you want in the active, so that's pretty good. But yeah, overall, the deck is pretty fun, pretty straightforward. It's just really cool. You're able to do a lot of wacky stuff. So yeah, we'll jump into the games in a second. I'll see you guys there. But I just want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for that additional level of support. Really does go a long way. It means a lot. So thank you guys so much for that. And then as for everybody else, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to join, I don't know why I did this out of order. If you want to join the channel, there'll be a link to it down in the description. It gets you access to videos early, as well as our stream VODs, as well as the ability to play me when I am on stream. And I'm trying to stream at least once a week. It doesn't always happen because of grad school and everything, but yeah, when I'm on stream, if you're a channel member and you want to play me, you can get priority games over other people and things like that. But yeah, that's just about it. We'll jump into game number 1 in a second, and I'll see you guys all there in a second. Just one last shout out to the boy Guardian. Definitely check out his channel. Like I said, it'll be down in the description. All right, peace. See you in game 1. All right, we're into game number 1. Our opponent actually won the coin flip but opted to go first. That makes me mildly concerned. We open Pidgey. We do have Iono to reshuffle as well as Artazon. Good thing our opponent's going first, because we would probably... I mean, if we went second, we wouldn't get donked because we'd be playing Artazon, but we also get Artazon Iono here. We do have a Dark Energy if we really want to go for Call for Family, though I don't really want to do that badly. I could go Dark Energy onto like a Zorua or something. I don't think that's a horrible idea. We'll see. I guess we'll see what we top deck, but I am down to just go Artazon, go Iono, and kind of take it from there. Yeah, because they grab double Nocta or double Hoot Hoot and a Ditto, so I assume they're going to want to retreat the Fan Rotom, bring Ditto in, grab themselves Ogerpon, or a Roaring, like a Raging Bolt or something. Potentially Teal Mask Ogerpon, that would be pretty, or Wellspring rather. Wellspring would be pretty annoying, honestly, if they're able to get it like powered up. But, ooh, getting rid of a boss and a Raging Bolt early to Lottie feels pretty rough. I mean, I guess the Raging Bolt not as much, but the boss is pretty good for me. They give themselves a baby Raging Bolt so they can start going for snipes onto the bench. That's pretty beneficial. Earthen Vessel comes out. Forced to get rid of an Ultra Ball. That also feels pretty rough. We know that their other card in hand is Noctowl, right? What did they... Oh, no, they didn't add any Noctowls to hand, so maybe they already have some? So 2 energy in hand, 2 cards we don't know. One attached, so 1 energy in hand. Cornerstone. Interesting. Alright, so we throw this down for sure. Go Iono. This will be pretty good for us later. This is where a Call for Family would be really nice. I think I have to go Pidgey here, because I won't have energy for Zoroark anyway, and I really need to make sure I get into Pidgeotto on the next turn. But the zone is going to be useful, especially if we can see them discard one of their stadiums early. Then they bump one, we bump one with another Artazon. Then we'll be in a pretty good spot because we can copy the Dragon Headbutt and take knockouts on the Raging Bolt, and we'll be able to replace our Raging Bolt like faster. Okay, there's one. Judge comes out, that's kind of annoying. Still okay. Not ideal though. But it does mean we can discard... We can go Arven for, like, TM Evo, Rare Candy, get ourselves Pidgeot. And kind of go from there. And I won't love leaving Pidgeot in the active, but it's probably the play I have to make. Oh, another reversal energy feels so bad there. I was kind of hoping for like anything else because I really don't want to have to discard that, but I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to get myself Pidgeot here. Go Rare Candy Pidgeot. Quick search myself, probably Iono again. Right, I already Arvened. I can't even bother to go for that. They haven't evolved anything yet, so Counter Catcher also doesn't really help me. I think we Artazon here, maybe? No, we got a Buddy Poffin. We Buddy Poffin on this turn. Wow, we only have one Zorua left. Wait. How do we only have one Zorua? Did I prize 3 Zorua? That feels so bad. What? And I can't even use reversal energy on this turn. Not that it would do me any good. Oh, that sucks so hard, man. Alright. How do we play out of this? We need them to evolve one Noctowl so we can trap it for a turn, stall. Look to Super Rod Zorua back into deck. And then we go Boss's Orders, KO Lottie for 2. Yeah, it's gonna have to be the play. Yeah, temporarily speaking, I think we're gonna have to go Duskull, pop onto this, go the acceleration energy onto Pidgeot, knock out Raging Bolt and the area 0. And like take that out, force them to play something new. And then we look for this. Okay. We get the Super Rod off, which is fine. We had to do that. We go quick search here. I could Fez, but I think I have to Iono because the rest of my hand is really bad. And we just need too many things. And we could also end up getting Fez anyway. Get the Ignition Energy. The problem is we don't get anything else. I think I have to use this. At bare minimum, get rid of the stadium. Force them to start getting rid of some cards on the bench. It'll probably just be Fan Rotom. And like, maybe a Hoot Hoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Yeah, probably Hoot Hoot and a Fan Rotom, or maybe they'll get rid of the Cornerstone. Yeah. That feels so bad, man. If we have to waste another Ignition Energy, that's still okay, though. Because right now they don't have too much to work with. And we could go Reversal Energy if they have 3 energy on this. We could Zoroark KO, I think, right? Because that'll be what, 90, 90 plus 30, 180. Yeah, so that'll be enough. As long as they have 1 more on this. So it'll be 1 prize here that brings us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we just look for a random boss onto a Hoot Hoot, where they'll be at 3 as long as our Pidgeot doesn't get knocked out, and we can set up a Zoroark on the following turn. We'll be in an okay place. Because as of right now, they can't make a Raging Bolt EX. And that's kind of what's most important right now. I want to see them get rid of one more stadium, too. Because that would make me feel a lot safer. Because if we can see them get rid of one more stadium, we'll be in like a pretty good spot, honestly. Thunderburst Storm onto a Duskull. Oh, dude, this looks so bad for me right now. The question is, what can we do here? I think we grab these. Use this. Get ourselves a Zorua. Ultra Ball away these. I think we grab ourselves Fez here. Because we need cards. Because I can't really Duskull at this point and get put down and like put myself to 2. Is the problem. So I think I have to go Quick Search here for another Ignition Energy. One of them's prized. That feels awful. We Blistering Winds, take the KO here. Get one, hope this is alright, it's Ignition Energy, that's at least playable. The problem is if they have like Noctowls in hand, which they have to at this point, we kind of just get bodied because they make a Raging Bolt EX, come in, knock out our Pidgeot, go down to 1 prize, and then even if we can follow up KO the Raging Bolt, it like isn't gonna matter. We just have to get really lucky that they don't get a KO on Pidgeot this turn. And if that happens, then we're in a good spot, but if it doesn't, we just lose. Oh, I can't believe we priced triple Zorua. Yeah, because we're behind enough that we'll be able to abuse counter catchers and stuff like that and like bosses to map out our 3 prizes. I don't know what happened. Like generally, like I have no idea. But I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna grab my counter catcher. I'm going to retreat. I'm gonna bring this in. I can Mind Jack and just take this KO, but I think the play that I need to make is to KO this. We go Iono here. Put them to 3. Hopefully hit our stadium. That makes me feel a lot safer. We go Foul Play. Hit for the 210. Get the KO. Go to 2. Oh my god, I can't get a Zorua. There's no way that my last 3 prizes are all my Zoruas. That's so insane. My reversal energy's turned off for now, but that's okay. I can... Pretty much what the play is going to be is that I'm going to find myself a Dark Energy. Wait, them putting Fez on board just helped me so much. Because I KO this, and then I pull this up, and I use the Cruel Arrow, knock out one of the Hoo-Hoots. We got their Terra off board, so they can't use Noctowl either. I don't know what just happened. I have no idea what their hand just had to look like for those last two plays. I'm just going to hope that my Ionos just, like, destroyed them, but we got kind of lucky there towards the end. But the fact that we played off one, we played around one, Zorora makes me feel good enough with this. That I can't imagine what their hand must have looked like to, after that Iono, to get the, like, to get Raging Bolt EX down, go for the Sada and get nothing. I can't imagine what that looks like. And then with the Stadium down, I guess they didn't have a way to power up and then boss. I guess they would have had to have Prime Catcher to get to the EXs on the back, or they'd have no attack for that turn either. I would love to know what their hand looked like. But alright, that's game number one. We played up a mountain, but we made it. And kind of got lucky at the end, I think. Maybe? I genuinely don't know. But alright, we'll jump into game number two in a second. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number two. Our opponent's going to be going first. We are going to mulligan here, which feels pretty bad. We obviously don't want to give them any more cards than we have to. We open Zoroark. This actually isn't terrible. We'd love to open an energy here. Okay, well, the fact that this is actually not terrible. This is a matchup that's pretty good for us. If we can open a Dark Energy, I honestly feel like we just go Takedown. Like, we don't even bother to start going TM Evo and all that kind of stuff. Alright, let's go top deck Dark Energy. Alright, not exactly. But, that's still okay. We'll grab these, because we do have... We can bare minimum use it for discard, and then we grab both of these. And we'll pass our turn from here, I think. So, not ideal. Okay. Them going Rare Candy Zoroark so early, or not Rare Candy Zoroark, Rare Candy Gardevoir so early is, like, honestly not that bad. Wow, their hand is terrible. Oh, please tell me I top deck a Dark Energy here. Oh, okay, not what we wanted to see. Get rid of these. Grab myself this. Make this. Evolve here, pass. Let them potentially take a KO and then we Fez. Because if we can Fez boss foul play onto the Guardy, that would feel so good. Alright, so their hand is like all energies in an Ultra Ball now. I don't know what the Ultra Ball is going to do for them, but I guess I can get them... Scream Tail. They could snipe out my Pidgey. That would be pretty annoying. Seems like we both don't have the best hand. But again, I'm going to need a little luck battling the best deck in the game versus, you know, let's say not the best deck in the game. Psychic Embrace, so they're definitely going to be able to KO me here. Which is fine, this is what we wanted. Psychic comes in, this is okay. Everything is A-okay. Because this also means there's no Psychic Energy in the discard. We get Pidgeot, if only... Well, let's see. Can we get Rare Candy here? Okay. Wait a minute. We get a Dark Energy. That doesn't get us the... exactly what we need. But... does get us Reversal. And we do have Boss's Orders. Ooh. Wait a minute. We have game here, right? I didn't even need to do that. Because I can go... for this and this, right? We go Dusknoir. We pop Dusknoir. KO this, force this to the active. Did I need to do that? How much HP was that even at? Then we go Ignition down, Foul Play, hit for weakness on the Miracle Force. Oh! Let's go! We figured it out. I don't actually remember how much HP the Curlia had. Maybe we didn't even need the Duskull, but we found the line, boys. It's so stupid. I love this deck and how wacky it is. Obviously, our opponent's hand was really, really bad, so that's two kind of times we lucked out, but I think we deserve it. And so we'll jump into game 3 in a second, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, we're into game number 3, and we're going to be going first. We are going to mulligan here, kind of showing off what we're playing, and we, you know, never like to mulligan. Giving our opponent extra cards and such. We do open Pidgey, TM Evo, and an Energy, so reasonable. We have an Arven as well. I can't remember. Are we going first? We are. Never mind. That feels horrible. We see Charizards. That's okay. I think we grab this. Yeah, I think that's fine. We attach, pass. Because I want to be able to TM Evo on my next turn and just go like... I think I just want to go Arven for another Buddy Poffin TM Evo. I think it's fine. Get myself into Pidgeot. Okay, weak turn for my opponent. Ooh. Candy kind of changes things. Do I go Ultra Ball? I don't think I do. I think I play it slow, because my opponent hasn't really done anything either. I think I'm fine going Evo onto both of these. Get my Pidgeotto, get my Dusclops. Pass. And then I can go Evo again, honestly. But I can also just dump an Iono. Ooh. Okay, seeing the Pult potential is like kind of nice. Charmeleon. Swing Draw does get them like a whole hand. I don't love that. Do you get Ignition? Ignition doesn't let us Mind Jack though. Alright. I think we throw this down. Go TM Evo, or we play the TM Evo just in case, and then we go Iono. See what we find. And it's honestly a whole lot of nothing. So I think the play is to evolution to these. Guarantee ourselves the Pidgeot. Our Dusclops being prized does suck. That's pretty rough, actually. Because in order to knock out Charizard, we need to be able to go Reversal Energy and KO. Like, we need Dusknoir for KO. Following a foul play. So that feels pretty bad. And we do want to get this Pidgey off the board. In a way that doesn't give up 2 prizes. Ultra Ball for Zard, yep. Honestly, that's kind of okay. I can bring Pidgeot in. We're probably gonna have to find like an Ursaluna knockout later on onto like maybe a Fez or something. Alright, the Iono there doesn't really bother me. Because this is a situation where Blazing Darkness comes in, takes the KO. I think what I have to do is go counter catch. Okay, Fez is nice. It's kind of scary to play though. But they have to get boss from hand, so it's a little less scary. I want to go Poffin here for Zorua really quick. What I think the play is going to be is that I'm counter-catching this on this turn. Retreating, bringing in Zoroark. Going Quick Search. For a Dark Energy. Attaching here. Going Arven to have access to counter catcher on the following turn just in case I need it. Because I don't want to have to boss if I don't like really have to. Going Mind Jack to look for Dusknoir out of my prizes. 1 in 6. Let's just go 6, right? Never fails. Okay, it failed. The problem is that we really need it out of our prizes. Okay, that's playable. If they make a full bench, we can counter catcher up. Ooh, Unfair Stamp sucks so hard. I mean, Night Stretcher Reversal pretty much puts us right back to where we were. The problem is that we do need another Duskull. Because Blazing Darkness comes out. The problem is that we can't KO this. We can get another Duskull down. We haven't seen... The other problem is, like I said, we haven't seen a stadium from them either. And that doesn't feel great. I think we just Iono here. Yeah, I think the play is like we put Iono down. Reshuffle, put them to 4. We're not going to take a KO this turn. We do get access to counter. Because we can Mind Jack for 120. Puts this in 2-hit range. We'll go Foul Play for 240. That will put it in 2-hit range. Is okay. Goes to 90. This is where if we had Dusknoir, we'd be in such a good spot. Blazing Darkness comes out. That's fine. They go down to 3. We take 2 here. I think this is where like we need to go Stadium. Let's go flip the script. Where we get Hilda for this and this. I think we have to go Ignition. and we Super Rod all of this back in. Artazon to give us one more for next turn. I want a quick search for Stadium really badly, but if it gets bumped, then we just lose, I think. But I also think we're too far behind to not play it, because we need one turn of not getting KO'd. We foul play, swing. Grab 2. Where's my Dusknoir, please? Because we don't have... We can Night Stretcher and just double Clops. That'll do 100. That is enough to KO this. If we get one more, we double Clops, but then we can't give up a KO. They have to be on 3. So we need 2 turns of them not getting a KO, essentially. The question is, are they able to get off Fez? Like, if they have to go Grasping Draw this turn, we end up in a really good spot. Because they do have to break Stadium. And I don't remember, but I think this deck only plays like 1 Jamming Tower, so they just might not have it. Like, it might just be prized or at the bottom of their deck. They'll be able to see another 3 cards here, technically another 5 in total, because they're going to see 2 more off the Recon. But the fact that they went Recon on this turn, or like they evolved into Dracloak, means no attack is coming our way on this turn. Unless they go Rare Candy Zard again. Seeing Charmeleon makes that a lot better. Ultra Ball. There's no way they have Rare Candy Zard, right? Because even if they do, it wouldn't matter. Because they already played Zone. There's no supporter though. Okay, they go Pult, which means we do. I think we boss this. Alright, we lose that. Well, we don't lose the option because we have Pidgeot EX. The question here... Alright, I think what we have to do is 50 onto this. Because if we get Dusknoir, we win. 1 in 3 chance. Woo! Alright. So now we see what they put up, but it doesn't matter because we go Rare Candy, Dusknoir, Pidgeot for boss, pull up, Fez. Okay, perfect, thanks. We drop this onto that. Alright, and then Cruel Arrow will do 100. Yep. Alright, cool. We found a path, boys. We found our Dusknoir. Man, our prizes have been not great for us, to say the least. But we were able to win, so that's going to be game number 3. Very fun, but kind of wacky. So I will see you guys all in the breakdown in a second. Peace. So going into the breakdown for Zoroark EX, I think this deck is a ton of fun. It's probably the most fun like meme deck I've played in kind of a while, outside of like Wugtrio, and I guess, I don't know, Wugtrio is definitely a meme deck, but it feels sad calling it that. But yeah, this is definitely like the most like fun meme deck I've played in a long time, and it's really wacky, and when it works, it just feels so rewarding. And I feel like the lines for it are like kind of interesting and like kind of weird to do, so I've really been enjoying it a lot. Going into the power, obviously gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5. If you're stuck on Mind Jack, it kind of sucks, and if you're using foul play, it's like you need to be hitting the right targets, and even sometimes it feels bad because the targets you're hitting, you don't do enough damage to actually KO anything, so that can feel pretty rough as well. Going into the consistency, I didn't feel like this deck was that inconsistent. Obviously, it still takes a lot of pieces and stuff, so it's never going to be perfect. But I feel like 3 is a fair rating. Like, it works more often than it doesn't. But obviously, you just need a lot of pieces and things like that. Your matchups is honestly where this deck kind of sucks. Joltik feels really bad. Because, like, you can get Amp you very much off, which is cool, but you, like, still need to be able to go go for the Dusknoir onto them, and then you go Amp, and then you take 3, and like if you can do that twice, it feels incredible. But then like you kind of can't really do that consistently, and like you have Pidgeot on board, so then they just start like being really annoying. A lot of it comes down to Neutralization Zone, honestly. It's like if you have that on board and they can't bump it, then you win, and if they do have a way, then it's like it feels a little worse. This isn't the case for all matchups. Your Guardy matchup, just because you hit for weakness, is actually like pretty good, honestly. But yeah, it's like random matchups are the lines for them feel weird. I'll just put it like that. But yeah, your matchups overall like don't feel great. But obviously you're a meme deck, so you really shouldn't expect it to. You should just know you're going in and playing an uphill battle all the time. But I think that's like part of the fun of it. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5, but in my heart, it's a 5 out of 5. I love this deck. It's a ton of fun. Shout out again to Guardian for kind of putting me on this list. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for checking it out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also don't forget to let me know what kind of cards, decks, whatever you want to see in the upcoming videos. Mega Evolutions is just around the corner, so I'm trying to bang out as many of these as possible for Mega Evolutions, because they're just cards that we'll never get to if we don't do them now before the new set drops. So yeah, that's just about it, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.